house we were at or the house that we were invited to, that these two friends were living at, was literally in the hills on Argyle, if you are in LA, a block away from Hollywood Boulevard, from like the Hollywood Walk of Fame where all the stars are. So it was like beautiful, and literally you would walk out and to the left is like multi-million-dollar mansions. So I was like, if this isn't perfect, I don't know what is. So I was just so super excited. Like, it was right on time. It was better than the place I was staying, and it allowed us to stay there for a little while for free. That was the first time that like manifestation blew my mind, and it showed me that like to manifest, you have to let things go. Like, you can't be trying to like figure things out or like nothing. You have to let the universe do it for you. So that was wild. I was in Hollywood for a while. That was such a great time. When I was in Hollywood, that was like the joyous part of my life. Like, that was my life going all the way up, being like on my wave, super high flying. I was meeting so many friends. I would just go out on Hollywood Boulevard by myself, just walk around because the strip was always like popping. There's street performers. I made friends with street performers. I was dancing in the streets, you know, like there was one guy who would always have like bachata or merengue on, and I would just be out there grooving, having a good time. Every day I would go up on the roof of our apartment and meditate, and literally, I promise to God, I would go up there and just talk to myself. I would talk as if I was giving a speech to millions of people. I would talk as if I was already the founder and CEO of a multi-billion-dollar company, already building homes for people without homes, you know? So that was just a really great time. I was like high flying when I was in LA. One of the first weekends that I was there, we went out, like all the roommates went out, and by this club there was like a really nice yellow Porsche, or like a really nice car. Maybe it was a Ferrari, I don't know, because there was a ton of nice cars out there. And there was a homeless person sleeping right under the car. And that right there, like that image just shook me. It was one thing being from Chicago, you know, that you see, you know, abandoned homes and homeless people all the time, but then being in LA where there was so much wealth, so much abundance and prosperity, and then so many people that were homeless, it was just wild to me. Because it's like those millionaires, the people that have all that money, could literally give, like, if each one of them gave $10, you'd be able to make an apartment complex, I think, for all of the people without homes or something, you know? So that just really struck me. And from that day on, I decided to do Ubuntu projects, which mean, like I explained in the last video, means humans for humans. I am because you are. And I was just like, I have to like do something about all these people being homeless and hungry out here, literally just sitting on the stars, on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, homeless. So that's kind of where the purpose of Ubuntu Vibration really kicked off, was in Los Angeles. I literally would just, you know, I would have leftovers, put them in a box and go give them to someone one day. Or do projects where I would make, you know, 2 loaves worth of PB&J sandwiches, get some water bottles, throw some grapes in there, some fruit in there, and I would go pass them out to everyone I saw. So, you know, Los Angeles, Hollywood was a really good time for me. But I'm not gonna lie, most of the time I didn't have a job. I was just doing like freelance work. I was just doing crazy ass shit, you know. I worked at Comic-Con. That was super fun. I worked at like La Michelada Fest. That's like Mexican beer. So I was just working like freelance events. There was a lot of times that I had $0 to my name, like a lot of times, but I still was trying to act like I had money. I was still walking by all the nice houses every day and being like, which one do I want? You know, just walking by houses like, I can have this. This is going to be mine one day. This is mine. So, you know, I was really building myself up. I was really doing a lot of journaling, a lot of self-development, a lot of Ubuntu, you know, and I have my journal. My mom got me this for Christmas in January, or Well, I brought it home in January, I should say. And the name of this book is The Best Way to Predict the Future is to Create It. And that is so real. I literally, like, I read through this, and to be honest, I don't know if some of the stuff that's in here is real or not. Because I learned that, you know, when you're sad, let's say you and your boyfriend or girlfriend just broke up, you're going to listen to sad music, right? Because you want to match your vibe with the vibe of the music. You feel me? If you're super sad, you're not going to throw on some fun-ass music. Like, you might, if you're smart, you would. But most of us don't. It's just natural to want to match the vibe. And I learned that. So instead of, like, on my sad days writing, like, I was sad and this and that, I would write how I wanted to feel. I would write, I am feeling so good today. Today has been a great day. Like, I made so much money today. You feel me? And so there's all types of stuff in here like that. And then this particular page is just a page of manifestations that I wrote down. Like, I literally wrote down being Nia. And I'm going to do a full video about this, but I look back at this. I look back at it 2 days ago, which was September 24th, and I wrote this January 24th. So that's crazy. Literally everything I have on here is how I'm living right now. Like, I put happy, focused and successful, high sense of self and confidence, well-constructed, very smart, caring, loving, selfless, financially independent, fun to be around, a role model, like a person of influence. And I feel like all of these things are happening currently and are really part of me now. So, like, that's really great to see. But I did a lot of this work in LA. So LA was like a really big part of my life. But after LA, so I was in LA, we should say, and I was like, you know what, I'm kind of tired of the energy I was around, kind of. And so I wanted to change something up. And so I found myself going to Oakland to visit a friend. And then I missed my flight. Like, I was going to go to Atlanta, like, just for fun. I missed my flight, and I was like, you know what? I'm living a fulfilling life. I'm doing some fun stuff, but it's not enough. So I need to figure, like, something out. I think I was tired because I was doing so much. Like, your soul gets tired. And so I was like, you know, I want to chill out. I want to go somewhere in the woods and just, like, meditate for 5 hours, do some Jim Carrey shit. You know, like, he just went off and found himself. I was like, I want to go with the monks, something. You know, this is a reoccurring thing in my life. And so I was like, you know what? I'm going to take the bus to Chicago. And basically, like, in my head, I was like, I'm going to say bye to, like, all my friends and family and, like, go off and do something. So I took the bus 50 hours from Oakland to Chicago. And it was just really cool. I really just spent a lot of time with myself, just reading, writing, just being at peace, you know, meeting people. One person, like, he was, like, reading my palm, and he said I was a gypsy in a past life. And I was, like, crucified by Christians or something for taking, like, herbs and stuff from the land and, like, giving them to people to heal them. Sounds very familiar. If you know me, that sounds very familiar to my life. But, I don't know. So I went back to Chicago, and I was just kind of bopping around there. And then, out of the blue, like, I Snapchatted my friend a picture of, like, this meal I made, because I cook, you know, I'll make some videos about that. And she was like, hey, you could come live with me if you cook with me, if you're, like, my in-home cook and, like, meal prep and shit, you can stay with me. I was like, bet. And guess what? Guess where she was? She was in Applegate, California. If you don't know where Applegate, California is, I didn't know where the hell Applegate, California was either. But it is right near Auburn, California. That is about 45 minutes northeast of Sacramento. And so it's literally in the woods. It's in the woods, y'all. Like, I literally just put it out there and it happened. So I took a flight, went over there. Her place was really cool. It's basically like a big, huge house. And she had her own, like, studio. So she had her own, like, kitchen type thing. And it was just, like, a bunch of people living in the house. And there was a pool, and it was literally just forest all around us. Like I said, I'm going to try to make a whole, like, slideshow of this and post it up. And so it literally was everything I wanted at the time. So I got to just not work, just chill, meditate, do a lot of cooking. We had a lot of fun there, but it was a very short-lived time because one day she had invited friends over and they were out somewhere. I was in the house reading a book and I heard sirens. And for some reason it struck me. Like, it was just a really weird, surreal moment. And then it kind of passed. And then they all came home and we were sitting in the living room and we hear doo doo doo. It's the sheriff, it's eviction day, da da da. And we are all scared shitless because we're sitting there. I think we just finished smoking a blunt. And they were like, yeah, you have to leave, da da da. And she's like, whoa, like, I paid my rent, what are you talking about? So it ended up that the guy that was, you know, in charge of the whole home wasn't paying the rent, and he didn't tell anybody that they had got evicted. So that was like crazy as hell. So we had like 15 minutes, we had to leave. And then we ended up staying with her bosses, my friend's bosses. And they were in Sacramento, so I was like, okay, I guess like my chilling time is over. It's time to get back into the real world. I got a job. And then Sacramento is when, okay, I was like chilling Chicago and I was chilling in Applegate, and then Sacramento had started going back up again. You feel me? This is the law of rhythm. Life is like a pendulum. So a pendulum is those things that go back and forth. Everything has its ups, everything has its downs. All that rises must fall. Just like the human life cycle. Like, you're a baby, you grow up, and then boom, you deteriorate, you get old, and you die. So that's literally how our lives go. And so it was like Chicago, wintertime was really bad. I was down. And then, okay, I moved back in with my parents. I was learning stuff, being enlightened. And then, boom, I was in LA, high up here, and then I went back down. I needed to chill a little bit. And it doesn't always mean that it's bad, you know, when you go down. It's more like your body, your soul just needs a rest. Like, you need to chill out. You can't always be going crazy. So it was like, okay, I was chilling out, going to Applegate, and then so it's literally like the law of rhythm. Your body needs a rest. Your soul needs a rest. It can't constantly be going crazy. Just like the life cycle. Like, you're born, you go up, you're up, and then there's a point where it goes down. Everything goes up must come down. And it's not always a bad thing, you know? It doesn't always mean things are falling apart. It's more that, like, you need to slow down. So it's like when I was in Chicago or Addison in the winter, it's like, okay, it was dead, it was real bad, I was down. And then, okay, I started learning, I started, you know, getting hyped up, loving myself. Then, boom, I found myself in LA. I was at my peak, you know, going. And then, okay, I needed to calm down because I was doing a lot. And so I went back to Chicago, went to Applegate, and it wasn't bad in Applegate. I was just chilling. I was more calm, meditating more, chilling out. And then, okay, I had my time, and then boom, it's going back up. When I went to Sacramento, that's when I feel like my abundance blocks were cleared. I went and saw like an energy healer, and we did a lot of work, spiritual work. So I felt like my abundance blocks were cleared. I started making money. That's when I started hosting real Ubuntu projects with volunteers. You know, I hosted my first Ubuntu event. You know, I had like a van, I had a tent, like, that all meant a lot to me, and that's when things really started moving, when I got to Sacramento. But since me and my friend, like, it was just so out of the blue that we got kicked out, we didn't have anywhere to go, so we were living with her bosses. I was literally living in a garage, okay? My bed was in the garage, and that's where I lived. So it was crazy. Finally, we moved out of their house. We were only there for like a month and a half maybe, but it felt pretty long. She got her own apartment. It was 2 bedrooms, so I was staying there. And then finally it was time for me to do my own thing. And you know, when I was trying to figure out where to go, I went back to the vision, to the daydream that I've always had. And I always saw myself, I can't say too much because like I said, I manifest better when I keep it to myself, but I always saw myself somewhere warm, somewhere near a university. That was always something. like living with a bunch, I can't say anything else, but so I decided, I think Las Vegas is the place where I'm supposed to go. Many reasons to that too. And I got a lot of signs pointing me to Las Vegas. A lot of signs. You gotta peep the signs. We'll talk about that too. So it was like the cost of living is very, very low here. That's relevant, but it's low. So very affordable cost of living. My place right now is 10 minutes from UNLV, 10 minutes from the Strip, so it's popping, full of events. There's always something to do. And then Nevada is a really good place to start to establish an LLC or incorporate your business. Like, it has one of the lowest incorporation fees. So that was a big thing that I look for because I'm incorporating Purpose Creations. And then there is also a big homeless population here, and that means a lot to me because I am looking to change the world one at a time, simply by living with purpose. So I can do a lot of Ubuntu work here. So finally, I was like, you know what? It's time. It's my time to go and get this apartment that I was manifesting ever since I was in LA. Okay, it took time, but sometimes, the best things come with time. Just like when you conceive a child, it takes 9 months. The baby doesn't just come out. You need time to prepare. It needs time to grow, and the best things kind of come with time. So patience is really important. I had to be patient. I had to live in a garage. I had to live with friends. I had to do what I had to do. And now I am here in Las Vegas, happier than I could ever be. All these things I manifested, all those times where I was just pretending I had my own apartment, when my roommates weren't home, all the times I was writing down what it would feel like to wake up in my own apartment is true now. So I have a 2-bedroom apartment. I have 1 bedroom for my office, which is awesome. That's where I'm in right now, my office. Like I said, I'm 10 minutes from UNLV, so I have access to young people my age, people that can be part of Purpose Creations, young creators. I have access to people without homes that I help. I'm already doing projects with. I'm really close to the Strip, so I'm always able to just go out, just like Hollywood, I could go out and walk the Strip and just have a good night by myself, which is always really cool. And yeah, I'm just loving it. I manifested a puppy. I've always wanted a puppy. I love animals. And oh my God, one thing about this dog is that in this vision, in that dream I had a Rottweiler. I had a dog just like the dog I have, and now I have her, so it's really freaky. But that's the whole story from when I was low to now I'm here. Now I'm doing new things. I have this YouTube channel. Like, I never would have expected that I would do this, and gotta be honest with you, when I posted the video, the first episode, I was nervous, to put myself out there for however many people to see, me talking about my life. It's just kind of nerve-wracking. So now I'm here. I'm doing big things. I'm working for myself. And I'm just really happy. And it's not only about the things that I've manifested, but most of the stuff on here, like I said, was manifesting happiness, manifesting being joyful every day, waking up and being able to keep a stable mindset every day rather than up and down, which is something I struggled with. So I'm happy. I feel like I'm very focused. I feel good. And that is what's important. I feel really good. And all of the things that I went throughout this past year has contributed to that. So that's all there is to it. That has been my life this past year. I left out a lot of juicy details, but maybe they'll come out in next videos. But I hope you enjoy. I hope this inspired you. I did all of this, of course, with help of a lot of people. But at the end of the day, I had to do it by myself. There could have been plenty of times where I just decided, you know what? F all this, I'm going to go back home and just keep working. Or F this, I'm just going to get a job. I'm just going to get a 9 to 5. I don't feel like struggling and shit. But I had to keep myself going. Same for you. That is all. My name is Nia Westerkamp. I am super happy today. This is my puppy Nishadi, and she is very happy today. She has actually been a very good girl today. And we believe that us creators will change the world one mind at a time, simply by living with purpose. Positive energy, abundance, joy, everything you need, think it and it will be. You don't find yourself, you define yourself.
Yeah, baby.